What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. I'm here again at the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility, and the topic of today's video is how to throw deep passes with a fair amount of success in Madden 21, even on All-Madden difficulty. So if you're one of those players who feels like it's impossible, you're always throwing up interceptions, chucking the ball deep and hoping for the best, this video's for you. Before we get started, please take a minute to subscribe and hit that like button. This is a brand new channel I've got going on. I do Madden content 5 times a week. Love to have you as part of the community. So let's get going. Let me start out by saying there's lots of ways to get receivers open deep in this game. One of the smartest things you can do is take the time to understand coverages, understand the adjustments you can make for different plays to get guys open and down the seam in certain coverages, in the corner, like in cover twos. That is a whole other in-depth thing. There are lots of YouTubers doing videos on stuff like that. I may do some videos on stuff like that in the future. That's not the intent of this video. This is going to be a few simple concepts you can use to improve your chances of connecting on those deep balls. And again, on this, something I thought about in reviewing my last couple of tutorial videos. When I do these videos, I'm sharing what I know. You know what I mean? I'm a decent player. I'm trying to pass on what I know, maybe help you out a little bit. And I'm always open to any suggestions you have for me in the comment section. We'll love to hear about it. So here we go. We're going to go over what, in my opinion, are a good, a better, and the best way to try to throw deep in this game. But before we do that, let's start out with the worst way to throw deep. What's the worst thing you can do? The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is when you're in the huddle, you take a look at a play, and you say, man, I'm going deep. I see this play, I'm calling it, and I'm going deep. And you get up to the line, and no matter what else happens, you're throwing that ball. That's not good decision making in football. In real football, quarterbacks don't do that. The decision to throw deep is not made in the huddle. It is made at the line of scrimmage with the pre-snap read or with the post-snap read. So no NFL quarterback says to his guys, all right, boys, we're throwing it deep no matter what. So if that's what you're doing, that may be part of the problem. If it's not what you're doing, that's okay. But if it is, get out of that habit right away. So what is a good way to throw deep? Well, we want to take advantage of opportunities. We want to be opportunists and take what the defense gives us. So look at what we have here. Let's say I come up to the line, and the initial play that I called here was curl routes. I don't remember the exact name of the play, but these guys were running curls. I had the halfback running out here. But when I come up to the line of scrimmage, I see this. I see a lone safety back here in center field. I see this cornerback walked up on Juju Smith-Schuster. And so Juju Smith-Schuster, right out of the box in the game, is a pretty good receiver. But I've got the hot rodded version of Juju here. I'm in the second year of my franchise. He's like a 90. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL at this point. He's like a 97 overall. He's a superstar X Factor. He's had a few speed upgrades, a bunch of other upgrades. And here's a cornerback taking him one-on-one. Is this a good situation for me to audible to a 9 route here, to a go route for Juju, when I see a cornerback who has him one-on-one and limited safety help here? That's not a bad decision, in my opinion. And that's exactly what I did here on this play. Oh, I'm getting out of control here. Poor camera work. What I did on this play is I hot routed both Claypool and, come on now, Smith-Schuster to run go routes. And depending on what this safety does, whether he floats left or right post-snap, I'm going to throw it up to one of those guys. I've got 2 fast wide receivers with a 93 speed. I mean, that's decent for a wide receiver. And they're, these guys are taking them one-on-one. So if I'm Roethlisberger, I'm thinking, yeah, now's the time to take a shot, right? So this safety fades left. I'm going to throw it up to Smith-Schuster, right? Is that a good decision? I think it's a good decision. He beats his guy off the ball. He's going to be open. But there are a couple of pieces of information I can have that take this from a good decision, or maybe decent decision to throw deep, to a better decision, right? So right now I'm thinking Smith-Schuster can beat this guy. He's going to beat him. He's a good receiver. I hope I complete a pass. I hope I score a touchdown. In football, hope isn't a strategy. So what do I need to know to increase my chances of this being a good decision to throw this? Well, one of the things I need to know is, who is this guy? Who is this corner? How fast is he? What's his awareness? What's his coverage stats? Is he a superstar? Is he a superstar X Factor? And in this case, of course I know who he is because this is my team. This is Mike Hilton. So what I know about Mike Hilton is he's a decent corner, but he's not that fast. He's not as fast as Smith-Schuster. And his man coverage ability is decent. But, I've got Smith-Schuster here at 97 overall. And knowing this information, I feel even more confident that I'm throwing this ball to Smith-Schuster. This is a good choice. The other thing I need to know is, who's this guy? Who's the center fielder here? And in this situation, the news is not quite as good. This is Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's fast. He's rangy. I've got acrobat on him, so he makes some crazy interceptions. If he fades right, see, he's going to the other hash mark. Oh, he vanished. See, he's going to the other hash mark there. If he goes towards this hash mark, I'm not throwing this ball with him back there. I'm just not. I might go instead over here to Claypool. And of course, I know who this guy is. This is Steven Nelson. And again, sort of similar to Hilton. Good corner, not that fast. Not as fast as Claypool, not as tall as Claypool. So I've got 2 situations here where I can fling this ball deep with a fair amount of certainty that I'm making a good choice. I'm not throwing a 50-50 ball. I mean, at least that's my assessment at the line of scrimmage. I'm throwing a ball that has a good chance of being caught for a reception. And maybe a touchdown. So what happens? Safety fades to the other side. Smith-Schuster beats his guy. Safety can't get over in time. And it's a touchdown. So that is a good and better way, in my opinion, to throw deep in this game. And once again, we're taking advantage of an opportunity. This play, when we came to in the huddle, when we called it in the huddle and we came up to the line of scrimmage, the intent was not to throw deep. But because the defense gave us this look, we're going to take advantage of it. And I'm going to use my good wide receiver to beat a slightly not as good corner for the touchdown. But let's say this wasn't Mike Hilton. What if this is like Jalen Ramsey? Am I going to make the same choice? I might not, to be honest. I don't know that I like Smith-Schuster running deep against a corner like that. Just, going by the statistics of his chances of making a catch. So how do I know who these guys are? Well, there's different ways you can, with the left stick or whatever pre-snap. The smartest thing you can do, the easiest way, just do 5 minutes of scouting on the team that you're going to play before the game. Find out who they have at cornerback. How fast are they? What's their awareness? How are they in man coverage? And know who the safeties are. Especially when it comes to safeties, think about things like awareness and play recognition. Because, like I have Fitzpatrick here who's a good safety. If he wasn't, it'd be a lot easier to get this ball over the top of Hilton. Like, look how, even fading the other way, Fitzpatrick's like pretty close to making a play here. So those are things to think about if you're trying to take advantage of opportunities thrown deep. If we want to go by what I think is, in my opinion, the best way to throw deep, I mean, you take advantage of opportunities when you've got them, but we can also scheme it a little bit. So I'm going to go to a play that I went over in my Steelers money plays video, and instead of like waiting for the defense to do what I want them to do, I'm just gonna call the formation I want out of them, so we don't waste any time here. So I'm looking for a certain look out of this defense when I come up to the line of scrimmage. I want, like, in this case, and it's different for every play, but in this case with this play, I want like a cover 4 look, or I want like at least half the field like a cover 4 look. So that's what I've got here. I'm going to hot route my halfback to block, and let's see if we can get Smith-Schuster where I want to get him here. And I hope I don't overthrow him. We'll find out. And there he is. So why did that play work? That play worked because I called it in the huddle, hoping to throw deep, but I only threw deep. I only let the ball go if the defense did what I want them to do. So again, I went over this in my other video, but we'll just go on real quick here. We got two things going on this side of the field that help us. The safety, is worried about this deep dig, and we're going to throw it right over his head to Smith-Schuster. But what if that wasn't there? What if I came up to the line of scrimmage and they were in a different coverage? What if they were in something that looked like a cover 3 or something with a high safety where I'm probably not going to want to throw that post route? It's important to have alternatives here. So I would have this crosser in that case. Or I would have, this guy was originally running a crosser in the other direction. I wouldn't have hot routed him to block. So that goes to another important thing to think about when you are throwing these deep passes, or calling them in the huddle at least. Always have another option. And I talked about that in my video about avoiding throwing interceptions. I'll link both of those in the comments. Or in the comments, in the description. If that wasn't there deep, I've got this guy. So I've got another solution. Now, there are lots of plays, and you can fiddle around in practice. It's good to spend time in practice. Just kind of messing with plays and see who has a chance to get opened with different coverages. And again, learning about coverages is good. If this was a 2 deep, I probably wouldn't have wanted to throw this. If this was a cover 3, I wouldn't have wanted to throw this. If it was man, maybe I would have thrown it. Depending on what kind of time I had to wait for him to run that route. This is kind of a long developing route. But you can definitely connect on deep passes in this game if you're patient and if you go about it the right way. If you're just going to chuck it up, yeah, you're gonna throw interceptions, and you're going to end up throwing up 50-50 balls and hoping for the best. We don't want to hope. We want the odds to be in our favor when we're throwing these deep passes. So finally, when is a good idea to throw deep? In my opinion, I throw deep on first and second down. I do not throw deep on third down. On third down, I throw to get a first down. So I wouldn't want to play. I wouldn't want to run this play. I mean, if it was like there and like right in my face, maybe I couldn't help myself. But this isn't the play I want to call on third down. Like 3rd and 7, that's not the play. I want to call a play that's going to get me a first down on 3rd and 7. So I like to throw deep on first down, second down, because it gives me a chance to recover if I end up throwing an incomplete pass or it gets broken up or something. And none of this is foolproof, obviously. You're going to overthrow guys. You're going to miss guys. Every now and then the corner is going to get back there. The safety is going to break it up. But if you want to give yourself the best chances, these are a few things to think about. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a like if you did. And I will see you next video.